Hello and welcome back to my channel. If you're new here, my name is Filipa and I'm a personal development and transformational coach. This is a space where we speak about personal development, spirituality, and how to put everything into practice so that you can actually experience the change that you wish. Let your spirit rise. The path of personal growth and of awareness can really lead you to a much better place in your life. However, there are certain traps that you need to be careful about, because if you are not aware of them, you can fall into them and then the whole point is just lost. So today I want to speak about one of the biggest traps, which is constantly feeling like you need to fix yourself. I have personally experienced that trap and it is really awful to be in it, because you have the feeling that something is always wrong with you and you constantly need to do something better, and this leads to you feeling like you're not enough in all areas of your life. And of course, the perception that you have for yourself dictates your thoughts, your emotions, and of course your behaviors. And if you feel like you're constantly broken and you need to be fixed, then you are going to be this version of yourself that is just not enough in all areas of your life. Therefore, the decisions that you're going to take and the actions that you're going to take are going to be in accordance to this perception that you have for yourself, which is not good. Your level of confidence lowers and you end up feeling like you cannot accomplish anything in any of the areas of your life, and you end up feeling even worse than before you started this whole journey. Self-awareness turns into self-criticism, and at one point, instead of just noticing different patterns and deciding our battles, so choosing our battles, deciding what we want to work on, we constantly just feel wrong. And the truth is that you don't need to change everything that you notice. You can see different patterns, and of course, it's very important to choose your battles. So choose whatever you want to work on right now and then just move on. Life comes in waves, so there are times in life where we want to progress and we want to work on ourselves. But there are other times in life where it's all just about enjoying and not working on ourselves or not working on anything, just living life as it is. Okay, so let's break it down. What usually happens is that in the beginning of our path, we start consuming a lot of content, videos, YouTube, Reels, TikTok, whatever, books, of course. So it's all about just consuming more and more information. Through this information, we learn what is good or not good, what is healthy or unhealthy, what is toxic, and what is a red flag. And so we become really obsessed with this whole idea of what is good and what is not good. And then we put the focus on ourselves, which to a certain extent is good. So it's all about balance. Of course, it's good to observe. Of course, it's good to better ourselves, but it's also very important to know when to stop. So unless we see this point of when it's good to stop, we keep on looking at ourselves, comparing ourselves to this ideal version that we want for us, or we compare ourselves with other people, and then it's all about just looking what is better than me and comparing myself to something that is better than me, and me feeling worse and worse, me feeling like I cannot do anything in life in a good way. And slowly but surely, this new identity of not being good enough becomes the version that you are. This turns into constant self-monitoring, guilt when you're not doing it right, and overthinking every reaction. And what interestingly happens is that while trying to connect to yourself, you actually become more and more disconnected. So in general, it's not that the problem is in the awareness that we have or the motivation that we have, because we always want to become better versions of ourselves. But the problem is with how we see the whole process and how we start perceiving ourselves throughout this process. Okay, so now let's talk about how to escape this trap if you find yourself to be in it. The first steps is obviously to become aware of it. If you are not aware that you are in this trap, you cannot change it. Step number 2, stop saying phrases like, what's wrong with me? This is again something that I'm doing wrong. I need to fix this. I need to work on that. And instead, first decide on, or actually observe and feel what wave life brings to you now. Is it a wave of progress or is it a wave of just enjoyment? And then afterwards, choose your battle. So do I want to work on this now or do I want to work on that now? And stop trying to fix everything at the same time, because of course this will lead to disappointment at some point. So it's very important to set goals that are actually realistic for ourselves. Number 3, stop trying to optimize every moment. The path of personal growth is not linear. It's like it always comes in ups and downs, and sometimes we're going to be able to accomplish what we want to accomplish. So if you're working on a certain behavior that you want to change, or you want to react differently to a certain trigger, sometimes you are going to be aware and completely capable of reacting in a new way. Other times you're going to be aware but not capable to react in a new way, and other times you're not even gonna understand that this is a situation where you're actually being triggered, and maybe 1 or 2 hours after that you're going to realize that. And this is the time where normally we feel bad about ourselves, but this is a time to actually be patient as well. And the last thing is to add self-compassion, but in a grounded way, not in that fluffy way. And here's the time to add what the opposite of this trap is, which is being constantly over self-accepting. So there's a fine line between understanding what you need to work on and being aware and being self-compassionate about it. And there's a difference between this and actually just saying to yourself that everything is perfect and you are just great the way you are and you don't need to work on anything because you're just accepting yourself, you know. So there's like a fine line between those two. And when I speak about self-compassion, I mean that throughout the process of growth, you need to ground yourself and understand what your capacity in the current moment is. And if sometimes you could not do something in the best possible way, well, understand if this was because you were just lazy and you didn't want to put the effort in it, or was it because there are other things that are happening in your life and you just don't have the capacity to do more than this. So real growth is not about constantly fixing ourselves. It's about understanding our patterns, being there for ourselves, being compassionate, as I said, and also having the patience to wait for this gradual growth that is eventually going to happen. It is all about consistency. If you choose one thing that you want to work on and then work on it consistently throughout time, then the results are going to be much better than if you try to fix everything and you constantly feel like you are not enough in all areas of your life. So if there is one key takeaway that you need to take from this video, it's that nothing is wrong with you. There are just some layers that need to be taken away, but this happens gradually, it happens with time. And the more you understand what period you are in your life, whether it is about growth and change or whether it's about enjoyment, then you're going to be more in the flow, because things come and go. It's not just constant, you know? So if there is one key takeaway that I want you to take from this video, it's that nothing is wrong with you. There are certain behaviors and layers that need to be taken away, but this happens gradually. It happens with time. It happens with patience and consistency. So nothing is wrong with you. It's okay. So now spend this day with enjoyment. No matter if you're in the growth phase or the enjoyment phase, just give this day to yourself. You know, just do something nice for you because you deserve it. Thank you for being with me. It was an absolute pleasure. Don't forget to like and subscribe to the video and add me on Instagram. The link is down below.